One of the cards I'm most excited for from Obsidian Flames is Glimmora EX. It is a very cool ability that makes it so when it's in the active spot, our opponent can only have 3 bench Pokemon. And pretty much every single deck and format loves having a super wide bench. What makes this even cooler is we have the Glimmet from Paldea Evolve with the Ascension attack, which means we can evolve it to that Glimmora even on the first turn if we go second. And what makes a pretty sick combo with this Glimmora is with Rapid Strike Urshifu, which is already one of the very strongest cards in format, because this recently took down the NAIC. And what I love about this combo is we can put Glimmora in the active spot, and it already sort of puts our opponent in a bind because they have to just limit their bench down to 3, but then they are put in an even worse spot because they will have to choose between keeping an actually good Pokemon that helps them draw and set up an attack, or keeping Manaphy to protect those Pokemon. So I think this is a very strong combo. So this is the rest of the deck list. I'm just trying to build around those 2 Pokemon. I'm being relatively simplistic because this is early on and we don't really know what the metagame looks like. So as time goes on, you probably will want to check out this deck some, but as of now, we're keeping it quite simple. I'm playing a 1-1 line of the barrel because I want to be able to refill my hand every turn. I'd love to have a 2-2 line. I could not find the space for it right now. For the other Pokemon, I'm playing 1 Cyclizar. The Cyclizar has Free Retreat, which may seem sort of underpowered at face value, but if we have Urshifu as an attacker, we're not playing anything like Tower of Waters or anything like that to have any sort of easy pivots between our Pokemon. So if we're going to plan on using Gale Thrust during our turn, we can just promote that Cyclizar and then move into the Urshifu and Gale Thrust, because otherwise it would be pretty strenuous on our switching cards if we were just having to use like 2 switches just to use 1 Gale Thrust in 1 turn. But yeah, I forgot to mention, but Glimmora's attack, it is not super great. It is 140 damage, and it poisons for 2 energy, so it's okay. It's nothing super special, but it's alright. So another cool thing about this combo is that the Urshifu can clean up knockouts that Glimmora starts. That if Glimmora does 140 or 150 or 160 with Poison Tick, then the Urshifu can clean it up later in the game because Glimmora is not going to be one-shotting anything unless it has fighting weakness. So just a pretty awesome tandem. For supporter cards, I'm playing Arven, Research, and Iono as our setup supporters. I'm playing Arven because it can help us find some useful tool cards. One thing about the Arven engine is you definitely could consider adding in a Wanted Battle VIP pass, sort of like we've seen Era decks play in the past. EXP sure is pretty nice because we don't have any built-in energy acceleration, so we can keep our energies flowing even if we miss an attachment. And then for Sealstone, it just makes a whole lot of sense when we're playing a deck that does not have a natural V-Star power. Another tool card you could consider is that Fighting Chestplate from Scarlet and Violet base. It's not super strong, but having minus 30 damage could be useful in some certain spots, so I don't necessarily hate it as a 1-of. Research, because we want that aggressive draw in Iono, because we'll be able to disrupt our opponents later in the game. And one cool thing about this deck is we can go for a 2-3-2 or even a 2-3-3 prize map. We can have our opponent knock out a Glimmora, then take an Urshifu, and then maybe have to take another Urshifu or Glimmora to close up the game. So Iono can be especially powerful for this deck. We're playing 3 Boss's Orders, and I love it. I love Boss Orders in this deck a lot. I'd love to play a 4th copy, honestly, because if our opponent already have a limited bench space, and then we're able to like just keep boss and chasing down the things that they actually want to keep, this could be really good and just like make their already slowed setup even slower. And you can see we're playing 1 Lost City down there, so we even can gust down our opponent's Manaphy and knock it out with a Glimmora and send it to the Lost Zone to potentially even enable a later on Rapid Flow play to have even more value. I'm playing 2 Raihans because if we want to be able to pull a Rapid Flow play out of nowhere, there's no sort of Melanie or anything like that in this deck, so we have to have Raihan to be able to pull a Rapid Flow play out of nowhere. Then for Ball Search, I'm playing 4 Ultra Balls and 4 Nest Balls. Just want to have max consistency, and you definitely could consider adding in maybe 1 or 2 Battle VIP passes if you want to have that synergy with Arven. For switching cards, we're playing 2 Escape Ropes and 2 Switches just so we can move between our Pokemon, because aside from Cyclizar, we all have pretty chunky retreat costs, so we might be susceptible to some Gust trapping if opponent wants to buy some time. Playing 2 Energy Surge just because we do not want to miss an energy drop on the first couple turns, and it has synergy with Arven, makes Arven a guaranteed out to Energy Search. I already touched on EXP Share and Forest Sealstone and even Lost City. I just really like Lost City in this deck because we're going to be trying to slow our opponent down as much as possible and hopefully make it so that they are setting up slower. So we're just going to try to pick off their more useful Pokemon with the Boss Sorters and Lost City combo. And we have to play lots of energies in this deck like this because we don't really want to miss energy attachment on the first few turns. We're playing 10 Fighting Energies and then 3 Rapid Strike Energies to be able to use Rapid Flow. I definitely could see going down to just 2 Rapid Strike Energies because We have Raihan to find it, and we're probably only using 1 or 2 rapid flows in one single game. And a card I really would like to add to this list that's not in there right now is Super Rod. I also think a Radiant Sneasler could be pretty good because having the extra poison damage could be nice, and in that same way, a one of Grant could be good because that's the discard synergy, which would help with the barrel and also give us some bonus damage. I just didn't see where that math would actually ever matter, but it's just something to maybe consider as we start to get a better look at what the meta is going to look like after Obsidian Flames. What do you think of Glimmora? Is it going to be a meta viable deck, or will it just sort of be more of a meme tier thing? I think it will probably like settle into like a in between tier 2 and tier 3. At least this current list has a lot of question marks with tanky decks like Arceus Duraludon. We will hit the Arceus for weakness, but the Duraludon really starts to spell trouble for us because we'll have to 2 or 3 shot those. Also, Mew VMAX is probably going to be a big issue if they can set up. We will be able to limit them to just 3 bench Pokemon, which will be very nice to slow down their draw engine. But if they can set up, getting through that Mew is going to be very difficult. So I maybe could see a Spiritomb or a Drapion coming into the list. But time will tell. I feel like Glimmora probably has a place in the metagame somewhere. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to check out some more Obsidian Flames content, then I'll leave my little I'll leave my Obsidian Flames playlist here on the screen so you can check out all of my Obsidian Flames videos that I've made so far. I want to thank you guys for taking the time today to watch this video. And it's been Alloutblitzle, and I'll catch you in the next one.